Hey, what's up guys? Max150 here, bringing you back another episode of Boom Beach, pushing into the global leaderboards as best as we can. I wanted to show you two replays from last night, and then I'll try to do a live attack with TRM on a base that kind of has, I think, 5 ice statues. So hopefully we can get that done within one try live, hopefully. But the first attack here was from last night. I have 2 of them with heavy-zooka. I had only 4 out of my 5 ice statues boosted. I didn't think I needed all 5 or maximum boost to defeat some of these bases. I mean, these bases, this particular one had 4 ice, it seems. Yeah, 4 ice, but only 2 of them were boosted, so he didn't have a lot of ice. He was a max player, but you know, whatever. Anything under like 5 boosted ice is really not that big deal anymore these days. So anyways, put down all the troops. Heavies first, Zookas behind them, and then smoke them. We'll let them clear 2 of the defenses in the front. That way they can gather up, and then flood them all the way to the back, right next to that stone storage. Try to keep them as straight line as possible. As soon as that flare is about to run out, there goes the second flare to regather them. Go to the mortar, drop some critters, and just let them go to town. Right there. Oh, threw a medkit on those Zookas because they were kind of red from a couple of mines. There were some more critters by that iron mine. The purpose of the critters mainly is to distract the shot launcher. So there goes a 3rd pack of critters. You can see the Zookas are really doing well. All of them are still in there. We still have a good number of heavies. I had to make it a priority to keep at least one of those boom cannons shot, because they can just pick off the heavies with 1 shot, I think. So I had to make sure that my heavies were protected. So right there goes another shock on that boom cannon, and then you'll start seeing me shock the boom cannon in the front right there. I missed the boom cannon, this one with the shock, but it didn't matter. I still had a good number of Zookas. At this point I just went Hail Mary on it, flare straight to the HQ, and you can see I had a million Zookas just shooting crazy in there. So that was a pretty good win. It wasn't a tough base at all, though, I have to admit. I mean, it was pretty easy. You only have, oh no, 5 ice statues. Huh. Sorry, I couldn't see it. Yeah, he had 5 ice statues, but only the masterpieces were boosted. So it still wasn't very hard. And then this person here spawned right after, and then this one did have 4 ice statues. Yeah, so 6 offensive, 4 ice, all 4 of them boosted. So he did have quite a fair amount of boost, not that much. But the layout on this base was just not what I wouldn't consider it very effective. Especially the big problem here was having that the shield generator just 1 defense behind the HQ, which kind of made me do what I did. You'll see it. So I took out one of the shot launchers first, just so that wouldn't be pesky later on when we get there. So put all the troops, and you can look at the pattern, the way I put down the troops. So heavies in the front, Zookas in the back, so they all gather nice and bunched up together. Throw 1 smoke as far as possible. That's just to minimize the amount of smokes I use. And then just keep walking them in a very straight line. I did scout it before, obviously, and then I tried to think about what's the best walking line for my troops, so I decided to do this one, what you're seeing. Right there, 1 last smoke, right behind the trees. And you can watch the flare starting to run out. So then we'll throw a 2nd flare very soon, right about there. Gather them back up, and then flare them straight again to the mortar. Throw some critters, and then shock. There you go. And same principle, let the Zookas just gonna start blasting all the defenses around it. What I meant, the weakness of this particular base was to have that shield so close in there. It's right within the range of all the Zookas, and you'll see the Zookas are just gonna go and blast that the generator away. Also, I was able to shock the shock blaster, 2 boom cannons, and 1 shot rocket launcher, all with 1 shock. So that wasn't the best of the layouts. I threw some critters just to distract the boom cannons, and you can see all of my Zookas just go into town on that HQ. So that was actually another very easy base. Got him on the first try, but then again, he didn't have too much ice. He only had 4 boosted ice, which is not too much. Actually, 4 boosted ice is a lot of ice. It's just that I think I got to a point where I'm so used to seeing 6 or 7 ice statues that, you know, 3, 4, or even 5 unboosted ice is really not that big a deal. So alright, so those are all the replays I wanted to show you guys. I wanted to go ahead and clear all these NPCs out of my map before those replays, you know, run out of my log. And then I'll come right back and we'll try to do 1 or 2 attacks live if possible. Okay, so I'll be right back, guys. Hang in there. Damn it, guys. I'm really upset. I was literally just playing and recording my gameplay live, and then when I stopped the video and I was going to start editing, it turns out that my QuickTime wasn't recording the gameplay, so I had all the my face record done, but there was no gameplay recorded. So that means that I can't actually show you guys the live gameplay, which makes me really upset because I really wanted to do it. And even worse because the 2 attacks that I did I felt were pretty good, and I actually did it live and I got them on the first try, and now I can show you that portion of it. So like I'm only stuck with showing you more replays, which is not something I wanted to do. But anyhow, we're already here. I still have the replays, fortunately. Thank God Boom Beach lets you keep the replays for a little while. Anyhow, so these are the 2 bases. Like I said before, I didn't say before because you didn't watch the previous recording. So anyways, I have 4 out of my 5 offensive statues boosted. I didn't go full boost because I didn't think I needed them. So the first base here, I went in with TRM. This was a 5-eye statue, 5 boosted. There's 2 more guardians behind those bushes there, and there's 3 on the right side there. So TRM, put down the rifles first in front of the tanks, put down the tanks, and then the medics last. Dumped all my gunboat energy on the boom cannon and the shot launcher in the front there. That shot launcher is going to need 2 more artillery shells. There goes 1, and then once I gather enough gunboat energy, you'll see the second one. Thank God I had my rifles took a lot of shots from those 2 cannons in the front because they would have destroyed me. I needed to get some more gunboat energy in here. So just let the tanks move in slowly. There goes this 4th artillery shell on that shot launcher to take him off. The tanks clear up the 1 cannon in the front there, and then the next issue was the shot launcher, so we just needed to get rid of that. And 1 more shot right there, and then flare to the corner. I threw a smoke just because that boom cannon was going to be within range, and in fact it did take 1 shot of my tank right there. So move them as close as possible to the wall, keep them out of range from that cannon, and then let them take out some of those buildings there. I needed to flare them closer to the wall through another smoke just for safety. I wasn't sure if that cannon was going to turn again or not, and I didn't want to lose any more medics. So right there, let the tanks finish off the shield, the first shield. And then at this point, if you notice, I haven't thrown any shock bombs yet, so I was saving it for when I got to those tanks. So right there, once they clear a few more of these buildings, which also give me more gunboat energy, throw the first shock in there, shock the mortar, the cannon, and the boom cannon. Let them finish off that cannon, and then flare straight to the boom cannon. And as soon as the middle boom cannon turned there, I threw the next shock bomb, and then flare straight to the boom cannon. I was ignoring the mortars, everything else. The boom cannons were the priority. I had a fair amount of tanks, but they were all sort of, had half the health left only. So right there, last shock bomb, flare straight to the boom cannon. That was the Hail Mary pass. I dropped a med kit next to the flamethrower because that thing was going to do work. That's just constant damage. And then at this point, I didn't have anything else, no more gunboat energy. I was relying on my tanks to clear as many defenses as possible so I could take more GBE. Then I dropped the medkit. Once they clear a few more of these buildings, I had enough for another medkit later on. You'll see it. It was also good that the machine gun here in the top behind the radar was under construction, so we didn't really have to worry about the damage coming in from that one. And then right there you can see the tanks doing damage. I got enough GBE to throw a pack of critters because I don't think I threw any critters during this particular match, so you'll see 1 box of them going to the sculptor in the back there. I know this part's going to be a little bit slow. As soon as those critters come down, then we can go 2 times the speed. Right there. So there goes the critters. You'll see it. The idea behind that was that for every building, every economy building that the critters can take down, then the health of the HQ was going to come down just a little bit more. You can see we only have 40 seconds left, and the shield was still wasn't down yet. So I was kind of coming down on time. I wasn't too sure what to do. I didn't have too many options other than to put critters to kind of help the damage on it. Once the shield came down, the remaining of the HQ came down really quickly. So this part we can go a little quicker. And the only thing that was hitting us was that rocket launcher. So that was a really good win. I wish you guys could have seen my original expression, because my original reaction, because I was so excited to do it live on the first try for you guys. And now, it's just so upset. But anyways, this was a high level base, 5 eye statues, 5 of them boosted, so he had quite a lot of boost. The next base here, Randy's base, This was a little different. It was also a double shielded base. He only had 4 ice statues, so he had 1 statue less. However, I didn't think that TRM would have been better for this base because of the location of his cannon. So the variations on the positioning of these defenses were too dangerous for me. So instead I went in with RCZM. So I dumped all my gunboat energy, taking down one of the rocket launchers and the shot launcher on the right side, and then you put down the troops on the left here. I didn't have too much gunboat energy left after all of that. I think I had maybe like 19, so I only had enough for 1 pack of critters, and then a shock to the shot launcher and rocket launcher in there. Threw a medkit in front of that, in front of the flamethrower, because that thing was going to do so much damage. Right there, and then just let the troop kind of start walking through some critters right there, because there was a big cluster of mines and I wanted to get rid of them. Threw a smoke in front of the flamethrower so we could save as many rifles as possible. Right there, and that actually worked out really well, that smoke. So let the troops spread out a little bit more, let them move into the base. The priority was to take down the shot launcher though, and at this point I wanted to take down the first boom cannon in the front there before I reflare. So as soon as the cannons come down right there, you see the flare, and then shock the 2 mortars and the rocket launcher. Throw a smoke to protect as many guys as possible, and let them kind of, you know, do their job. So right there, threw some critters. That was to distract the boom cannons. And then I needed to get a little bit more gunboat. I needed to get 1 more shock to get the mortars and the cannon behind the HQ. Well, I mean on the right side of the HQ. I was also waiting for the shield generator to come down. So it didn't look like I had a lot of troops, but actually it was enough Zookas to get the job done. So right there, as soon as that shield generator came down and I had enough gunboat energy, shocked the 2 mortars and the boom cannon, and then flare straight to the boom cannon. I went to the boom cannon because once the Zookas take him out, they will fan out and take the remainder defenses, such as the boom cannon on the right side, on the top rather, and you can see it right there. There it goes. They also finished up the 1 mortar, so I had to flare back, and lucky for me, the medics stay where they are. So they were out of range of anything except for the mortar, but the mortar, I had all 10 of my medics left. I didn't lose any of them. So the mortar, with the slowness, with the speed that it shoots its shells, every time it landed on the medics, they would just heal themselves. So that really was absolutely no problem. I didn't have to worry, and I had a lot of time. I still have I think about 14 Zookas left, if I remember correctly, something like that. So they were just working the second shield, and they eventually took down the base. So that was a really good attack. This one was also 4 ice, 4 of them boosted. The first one was 5 ice, 5 of them boosted, both of them high level bases. Both of them came down relatively easy, lucky for me. But man, I really wish I was able to show you guys the live gameplay. I was so excited because I finally got to defeat, you know, boosted bases live. And then when I found out that I had lost that footage, man, I was just so upset. But anyways, we'll have to still move on. Can't let something like that stop us. So fortunately, I can still show you guys the replay. So this is going to be an entirely replay only. Oh, look at who's here. Cafe Tong MC. I mean, we should take down a 4 more number 1, right? I just have to. Wow. Lucky for me, he doesn't have any more of his ice statue, so he'll be an easy base, but he still has a pretty high count of victory point of 1344, which is good. He has a doom cannon, no boost, but I think we can do this. Rocket launchers, yeah. I mean, why am I hesitating? He is amplified, but it shouldn't be so hard. So here, let's see how many of these we can take down. 1 barrage each. The shot launcher is going to need 1 more. The 2 rocket launchers came down. Man, I can't even finish off more. I'll dump a barrage on the front rocket launcher because that'll help with the mines also. The mines are a big concern. Man, it's so sweet when the rockets can come down in 1 single barrage and you don't have to use gunboat energy for anything else. I totally miss the mortar. Oh, and that thing is amplified, so it's going to kill troops very quickly. That's alright. Throw some critters, distract some of those cannons. That amplified flamethrower though, that's gonna be something serious. Let me just shock it. An amplified flamethrower is no joke. So once we can take down a couple of these mortars, then we'll start flaring to the side. gather some gunboat energy. Really, I don't need a lot of strategy here. I mean, I'm just betting on the fact that he was a formal number 1, so I'm playing a little cautious. But in reality, he's just a regular base with no boost. So I think this is the first time I take down Café to MC, or Coffee and MC in English, whichever way you like to call it. You know what? Let's just shock that Doom Cannon. And yeah, I think we're gonna be fine now. So let me get enough for one more shot. There we go. Gather them over here. Do a little shock. And there we go, guys. Former number 1 coming down. I know he's not boosted, so don't look at me with those eyes. I know he's not boosted. Okay, it just feels good to take down someone who has been so high up in the leaderboard for so long. He has a triple star crown. Jesus, I mean, how good was he? I've seen attack replays from him, and I know it's a beast attacking. So, all right, guys. So I don't want to drag this video much longer. I hope you guys enjoy the videos. Again, I apologize for not being able to show you guys live replay, but hopefully you guys like the replays, and you know, we got to take down Coffee and MC also along the way. So anyways, hope to see you guys in the next video, guys. Until then, I'm Max115. See you guys in the next push.